Hello and welcome to another Chat G&G. He's Grizz.
And this is Gags.
How you doing, my man?
I'm
We're
doing all
back
right.
again.
I'm doing all right. Top of the world. Top of the world.
You
Just
want
like
to tell us
Liverpool.
why?
Top of the world. We have not much to complain at the moment when it comes to the world of Liverpool, but we may complain about a couple of things here and there. Just to strive for perfection, right? Not for the sake of moaning.
No, come on then. Give me one of the things that you want to moan about.
We're winning too
Put you
many
on the
games,
spot there,
Gags.
haven't I?
We're winning too many games of football, Gags.
Yeah, I got
like
you. So we're
I
moaning that
tell you
we've
why.
got a fixture congestion. Right. Okay.
Fixture congestion coming up, and exactly what we discussed last week. Like, look, we want to go through,
Yeah.
but we don't want it to jeopardize our Premier League campaign.
No, I
But
think
we're
he
gonna get
played
into it. We're gonna
loads of
get
kids.
into it.
He played loads of kids though. Like, let's go straight into it. I think he did play a whole load of kids, and he did
Yep.
sub people off. Gave him 45 minutes instead of, and I think Trent probably needed it because he's getting tired towards the 60, 70, 80-minute marks in games, and you could tell he's tired because he's jogging back, and that cost us against Fulham. So those type of things, maybe him playing those 45 is just good for his fitness, getting him going.
Not only his fitness, because I mentioned that on my post-match show as well.
mm,
I mentioned I like the psyche of his mind games, Gags. Ever since he's been here, I think it's subtle, but I think it's definitely there. There is a psychological edge to the decisions that he makes. And playing Trent Alexander-Arnold after the performance or the perceived performance amongst the Liverpool fan base, go out there, lead these youngsters and fringe players, captain the side, and go and show what you're made of again, kind of thing. I think it was planned. And of course, it absolutely worked to perfection because we were 2-0 up at halftime and he didn't need to play anymore, which was, again, perfect.
Agreed. I think he just played those. He got it right. I think on midweek, especially after when you get no injuries, but maybe some of them pay for it a bit later. But I think because there was enough fringe players in there, it was okay. Do you get what I mean? It was
Yeah.
okay. It was fine. And so again, now once you're in a semi-final, the mentality changes for every fan. So when it's these quarterfinals and it's the earlier rounds, you want to get out of that cup. Once you're in the semis, Grizz, you're in
Yeah.
touching distance.
Well,
So
this is
once,
it. This is
yeah,
exactly what we were talking about last time. We were exactly of the mindset that yeah, okay, we won't be too upset if we get knocked out. But on the flip side, we were like, but once you're in the semi-final and that touching distance, and don't forget, we are going to be playing a fierce rival, whoever it is.
yeah,
Whoever it is, it will be a fierce rival. Newcastle have become not fierce rivals, but sort of there's a
we
little
don't
bit of
like
an
them
under.
though.
Yeah, we don't.
Yeah,
There you go. Right.
yeah,
Arsenal
hate
says
them,
it's. There
hate
you
them.
go. There
They're
you
like
go.
they're at this moment. Would you say this is a great thing to talk about? And I know you got an overall point, but are you hating Arsenal more than Man United right now?
They're relevant, aren't they? Man United are not relevant to us. I get that. The
Yeah,
fan
that's the
base,
point.
I've got a weird relationship with Arsenal fans and the club because I was a massive people people started calling me Grizz Teta because I had this
What?
belief in Arteta. I had a belief in
Grizz
Arteta.
Teta? Oh man,
I'm
I'm gonna call you Grizz Teta
But wait,
now.
no. Hold on. There's a catch to it. You don't know what it's turned into now. So wait until you hear. You're gonna lock off and get me out of here when you hear what it's called now. But because I believed in Arteta when the Arsenal fans didn't, I really thought he's gonna turn this around. Shit, he's a good
Hmm,
coach. He's
yeah,
become a pain in the ass now, though. Like
yeah.
his personality and character like he's done a
He
great
thinks
job
he's
on the
he
pitch,
thinks he's
but now
Pep,
he
bro.
needs to say again.
He thinks he's Pep. That's what
But
he does.
there you go. So he's turned the squad and the team round, and I believe they've done it. Similar to Liverpool without overspending. I know they spent big on Rice, but they had to. Havertz, they overspent. Some would say, but anyway, cut a long story short. As soon as he became a bit character personality. I got, I went off him, and people said, "Oh, he's a threat now. That's why you don't like him now." And maybe that's subconsciously true as well,
It
because they weren't a
100%
threat.
true.
They
What?
weren't a threat, and
Yeah.
now they're relevant, and now they're affecting our title races or second or whatever you want to call it, and they think they are. But the fan base, Gags. I mean, I can understand some of their. I like Saka. I really like Saka as a footballer, right? I really love Saliba as a footballer, right? But
Odegaard as well.
their
Mhm.
fan base is the most weirdest and deluded fan base on social media I've ever come across, and that includes the Manx. So there you go. From that aspect, it's a weird relationship. I do have got admiration of the club for the club. It's not a it's not a plastic club or anything like that. It's a real old school club, but their fan base, yeah. Take a seat, guys. Take a fucking seat. You haven't done F all yet here you are shouting from the rooftops. Calma and win something first.
They are. I mean, yeah, they thought they were going to win it last year, and look what happened. And then they started the season real strong, so they felt like they were going to really blow teams away this year. And look what's happened. They should have had a real good December period because they're not leaving the city of London for I don't know how many weeks, right?
Yeah.
They should have been there easy. They should have been their real go, and they've drawn twice already. So we just have to match Arsenal's result. Now the problem really is Chelsea, but they're not in the Carabao. So we're talking you going back to your original point. They're all rivals. Tottenham we don't like. I mean we don't hate them as much as we hate the others, but I think Newcastle because of who
Do you
they're
expect them
owned
to
by.
go through today?
Who?
Tottenham United. Tottenham have picked up. By the way, it is relevant to us today, guys. People that are watching, listening, whatever.
Strong team.
First and foremost, like and subscribe if you haven't already. We
Please.
forgot to do that.
Please
Yeah,
like and subscribe.
Gags is letting the show down here. Gags, we have to keep nagging people, but it is relevant, this Man United Tottenham game, because we play Spurs only 3 days time. Sunday, Gags, and they have picked their strongest, without doubt, available lineup tonight.
He has to. He has to, dude. He can't go soft on this game because they have to win something. Their biggest problem is they don't win anything, and until that happens, they're gonna have to go for everything. So from Premier League's gone from them. What they're gonna? They can't even get top 4, can they? Are they even in?
Of course they can. Oh, absolutely. Can. Top 4 is still very, very much doable. But I think, are you suggesting today?
Okay, 1 minute.
Are you suggesting today's the biggest game? Bigger game for them out of the two?
I think so, 100%, dude. They are on 23 points, and out of 16 games, they've lost 7. They've lost 7 games in the Premier League.
Yeah, but how far are they off the top 4th place team? It's not far. It's not much. About 6 points, 7 points.
Okay, let me ask you in a different way. Would you say Man United are way lower and can't get Champions League?
I wouldn't.
What do you mean? You wouldn't say that?
I wouldn't. This is the wild west this season. This season is a madness, Gags. A couple of wins here and there moves you up significantly in this table. It's mad.
It does. It's really mad. United are only 1 point behind Spurs.
There you go.
But United,
and that's not a praise. I'm not praising Man United here. I'm saying the nature of all the teams below us. It's such that a couple of wins here and there, a couple of draws going the other way around, and suddenly you're back in whatever picture that you want to paint. Whatever picture you want to paint, you're back in that picture. If you want to picture a Europa League place for the likes of, I don't know, whoever, you're back in the Europa League picture. Top 4 picture, you're back in the top 4 picture. A couple of wins here and there. Some people are agreeing with you. Dawuda, for example, is saying for Spurs today might be the more important. I get it.
No, it doesn't. I like that you disagree. I think the main thing here is that the way they've started, and the way they're going, and the way they pick up injuries this year, Spurs, I just can't see them making a concerted effort to go get 4th. Now Man United, new manager in, they're still losing games. They might improve in the second half of the season and catch up. But by that time, will Arsenal, will the Nottingham Forest, will Man City return to some form? Because if Man City return to some form, then I don't think, and even when they get top four, you
I,
get what I
I,
mean?
this is mad. Like we're saying this after being after them being the scourge of the Premier League, not only us. I
By the
think
way,
Man
we were just
City.
saying could be fifth place as well for UCL. So,
There you go. There you
so then
go.
there's a
I
chance.
I
Definitely.
I, I think I give Man City the least chance out of all of them to maintain a run. I genuinely think they're finished, Skags. When I mean finished, I mean this version of Man City. This,
Mm.
the version that we're
Yeah.
known to, where we've
Well, I
known.
hope that, mate. I hope they're finished full stop. Like I hope the stuff comes out and they are absolutely done for this year. Like I just do.
I can't see them recovering. I
No,
genuinely can't see them
no.
recovering. This is going to be a massive look. It's eerily similar to when our legs went out off. When our players' legs went off. Do you remember when Fabinho, Gini, Henderson, Milner? I don't know if you want to put Naby in there, and Mane to a certain extent, and Bobby to a certain extent, where all their legs suddenly went over a period
Yeah,
of 12
it's tough.
months. It's
Yeah.
exactly the same, Gags. What we're seeing. Kevin De Bruyne, Gundogan, Silva, Carl Walker, Ruben Diaz,
Walker's
John
really good.
Stones, all of they suddenly have lost all that energy, the power. They've
Or
all lost at the same time.
or
Plus
or
Rodri.
Grizz or Grizz.
No, don't
They
say it.
know there's something's happening. Or they know something's happening. Because the only way you get such a big drop as well in form can't be just Rodri. It can't, right? Is that they know they're in the deep shit.
I don't think players will know. I think the club will try to, whatever the situation behind the scenes or the actual situations,
Mm.
I think the club have and are trying to put the most positive spin on that aspect and situation so that it doesn't affect the players. And I don't really think players in this day and age, but you're right.
No,
Players
but
will
it's not
want to
about
know.
knowing exactly what's going on, but knowing, oh, fuck, I mean, oh dear, we're in trouble. I'm not supposed to swear on this, but yeah, we're in trouble. Like they could see what's going on in the news. They can see what we see. They're human
Mm.
beings, man. Don't tell me that there's some
No, no,
super
absolutely.
beings
But
mentally, mentally, if
100%,
it gets in your head, looks like
100%.
we're going down this year. Looks like not going down, but we're gonna get in trouble, so we're gonna get docked. You lose the will a little bit. You do,
I
and
think
then
I
you
think their
see
legs have
Rodri.
gone, Gags. I think their legs have gone. All the Man City fans, all six of them that I speak to, I know about six. I know about six. I know about six City fans that make up half the main stand. At Etihad. They've
That's
been saying, and fair
bad.
play to them, they've been saying the same for about 2 months now, Gags, to be honest with you. They said the legs have gone. And we saw it, Gags. We saw it firsthand with our
Yeah,
lads.
yeah, we
We
did.
all knew the legs have gone.
Yeah, they
You
got
know,
overplayed
they
completely.
overplayed. And you got to remember, they've been in the same era as us, playing 70 games, 60 games a season. And Gags, he likes a small squad, just like Klopp did. He likes his own 15, 16, 17 players that he uses all season. And
Yeah,
it's catching up with them. That's all it is.
yeah, I agree. And I think looking at what JT Barris just asked there as well, would you be surprised or would we be surprised if City went made? I wouldn't be surprised at all. That's what they do.
No, that's what they do.
That's
But I
what they
don't think
do.
I don't think it's easy as that this time. I
No,
genuinely
it's
think
not.
it's not.
Because you still have to have a good surrounding, a support system around. It took us to completely remove the whole midfield and start again to get any sort of energy again, you know. And if they're going to do that mid-season, it's going to take
Yep.
time for those players to settle. They're not going to get them from England. They're going to
Yep.
buy abroad most likely. And if
Abroad.
they buy
No,
abroad,
it's not a
then
quick fix.
no, it's
If
not.
they think if they think it's a quick fix, they're for a rude awakening. And there are City fans who think it's a quick fix. I genuinely think they're not our business at the moment, and that's amazing to say. But then you think to yourself, well, surely we've got a absolute path to the title. We have. But suddenly there's this Chelsea on the horizon now as well, which are very similar to us, as in nobody expected Liverpool and Chelsea to be the title challengers this
they're more
season.
dangerous because of the squad size.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm going to bring something up. I know that we don't want to do this, but we're going to bring this up, and I just want to make a comment on it. Hey, dude, whatever Grizz says on Twitter, he ain't going to know when the announcement's going to be, bro. So, you know,
Yeah. I mean,
so
my
so
gosh.
just don't ask silly questions. If no one's
No,
going to
people
know
have to
when
show
you're
a
going to get
maturity.
announced.
People have to show a maturity and an understanding of these kind of things. And I keep saying it on my shows, but obviously you're still going to get. I'm assuming Abdu is a young fella because anyone sort of mature and will know, like, no one apart from the club itself know when the announcements. I may know the night before, but that's
Yeah.
about as far as it
Well, a
goes.
few of
You
us
know.
may know that. A few
Yeah,
of us will find out.
exactly. The night before, 24 hours before. But Liverpool like to keep these things as a surprise, and they know the power of marketing, the power of surprise, the power of social media engagement. And so therefore they will try their utmost to suddenly splash it all over, social media as a
Hmm.
surprise and wow, take it by storm. And I think that's what they will do.
So if City don't spend any money,
Mm.
this man, and by the way, I have to say, yeet.
Oh,
Um,
I've been told about that. I
yeah,
had a couple of my contributors on my channel were yeeting away, and I was like, "What are you guys doing?" And they were like, "Come on, old man. Come on,
we're
old
all
man. You got
we're
you
all
got to know
Uso
about the
fans.
yeet, yeet,
We're all
yeet."
the
And I was like,
Uso fans. That's why Uso, Jay
"You
Uso,
so
baby.
you know about this shenanigans
Yeah,
as well?"
I'm a lifer. I've been a fan of WWE. Like we talked cricket last time. I've been a fan
Yeah,
of
but no,
WWE and
no, we're
wrestling.
not going WWE. No, no, I
Yeah, so
refuse.
no,
I'll
we're
let
not.
you
But I'm just
say.
saying, I've been a fan of that since I was 9, like as long as I've been a Liverpool fan. So those things
Okay,
are.
so my connection kind of stopped from the days of. I'm from the days of. All right, are you ready now? Okay, I
See,
was a
now you're
young.
talking wrestling when you said you weren't going to.
I
Go on.
was no, just this segment. I was because you've mentioned this apparently wrestler Russo, whatever. I'm
Uso,
assuming he's a
Uso,
wrestler.
Uso.
I Russo. Then I'm from the Ultimate Warrior era,
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. That was a good time. That was a real good time.
Demolition Team, and
Yeah, they
you
were
know,
awesome, bro. Heart
man,
Foundation,
Heart
Demolition.
Foundation. That's what I'm talking about.
There
And
you
if you
go.
know, you know, and if you don't, go on Google and YouTube and
Yeah,
get back to us.
WWE Network it. You can do that. Anyway, we'll stop giving them free free plugs for no
Yeah,
reason. But yeah, I think Chelsea, like you said, going back to them, they're the danger, they're the worry. They have Conference League, or they have, is it Europa
yep.
or the Conference? Right.
Conference League.
So, so if they're conference, then it's not you know, it's not they're not really bothered about it. They can play like the kids or real
That's what they're
second
doing.
string
But that's what
every
they're doing.
time. So
They haven't played a single first team player that's played. Check this out. They
mm,
haven't played a player that's played both games on any game week. That is amazing to do. But that shows you the quality of depth that they've managed to.
and that's the
Uh,
worry, and that's the danger we play with. We're always playing with some cheating a-holes somewhere,
yeah,
we're always
alleged,
against excuses. Yeah,
alleged
yeah.
cheating.
So, oh, by the way, Mohammed here can't spell bomber, by the way, so that's a bit of a problem.
Yeah, it's come out a bit wrong, mate. But yeah. We got Cam Branch. We got Cam Branch in the building. Big up our brother Cam Branch. He said it's not real. Of course it's real. Come on, Cam. You're telling me WW. Are you really disappointing Gags after all these years and years and years? Are you really? Is this another
Mate,
Cam
I still
Branch
believe in
bomber?
Santa, bro. I still believe in Santa, so hey, I don't mind. It's all good
Cam
with me.
Branch bomber. WWE
He's
isn't
not wrong.
real. Two bombers. Wow.
2 bombers in a day. He's the other one himself.
Don't know how you spell
Right.
that one. I don't even want to go there.
Dear. Here
I
we
don't even
go.
want to go
Look at
there.
him now. This is the extent of his knowledge. Big
Bring back
Daddy.
Big
There you
Daddy.
go.
Yeah. I was
But
but a little school child when Big Daddy used
but
to be on
bro,
ITV.
there's 1,100 of you over on Twitter or YouTube watching this right now. Come and like and subscribe on Anfield Index TV on YouTube, please. Come and like the video. It's going to help us a lot. That's what's going to help us. So we're giving you this content. Please do come over and subscribe and at least like. If you don't want to subscribe, at least like the video, please. That would be
No,
restricted.
I think they should subscribe actually first. I'm going to disagree with you again. I think they should subscribe first, and then Once they subscribe, they'll have a taste of the content that you guys are producing, and then they will automatically like. You see the process. Like, trust the process, guys.
Grizz,
Trust the
it's not
process.
you guys anymore. It's we are producing.
That's what I mean. I mean, if you go and check out the content, if you subscribe, you will get notifications if you click the notifications, and you will see. Gags, can you hit me with some of the numbers of podcasts and shows that you're producing a week, like hardcore Liverpool content?
It's like 30 shows or something crazy that's going on. Is it a month or is it a week? It's probably a week. It's nuts. There's a lot going on Anfield Index. Like, it's constant churn of podcast after podcast. And now if you add the YouTube shows in, Jesus, there is just an immeasurable amount of audio and video now. At your
So there you
fingertips.
go. So if you subscribe, click on the notification bell, you will automatically have access to all of this
all of
content.
it. The audio comes, some of the audio comes on here as
And
well.
therefore you will automatically like. So subscribe if you haven't already. This is the growing Liverpool podcast on YouTube. There's a certain fella, Dale, if I remember rightly, I blocked him about 10 years ago, then I unblocked him. And he says, Gags, Grizz are having on authority that VVD had signed a new 3-year deal and option for fourth. Well, thank you very much for a second, I misread that. I thought he said he has it on good authority that I said that, which I never. But now I've read it slowly. Well, there you go, the third bomber. But I don't think that's true. Before people say Grizz said it
on there as well if you wanted to. But anyway,
but yeah, look, yesterday was brilliant. I thought, when a plan comes together. Sorry for another old serious analogy, but when Hannibal used to say, I love when a plan comes together. Like, Slot must have been thinking, I rested all the big dogs, not even rested, Gags, they didn't even travel. I mean, brilliant, right? You was like, I don't want them to travel. Your dreams came true again.
Yay!
Your dreams came true again. They didn't travel. They didn't travel. So, and we won. And the Carabao kids, most of them had a run out. And we won. So, perfect evening.
So, Dave Horrocks doing a Mr. T. The Mr. T. I ain't getting on no plane.
I ain't getting on plane. Fool.
But fool. Damn fool. I love him. I used to love him, man. That's you gotta what's it anyway, let's talk, because I want to you know what? The Carabao's done. We're in the semis. It's great. I want to move to Tottenham. So I'm worried about overload of 2 legs in the semi, tough games coming away to Spurs and West Ham. Totally agree, Andrew. However, the great thing is, I'm not sure, you can probably tell me because you're more in tune with the news, because I've been so busy lately and you're more inside the Liverpool sphere than I am at the moment. Konate, Bradley looking Jan, or Konate sooner than Jan, and Bradley.
Konate is ahead of Bradley in terms of times of return. People had an absolute meltdown when I said he's saved himself from serious injury. And then I even said 4 to 6 weeks is what I've been told. And this has come from someone very close to Ibrahim Konate. And Ibrahim Konate, for the last week or so, has been posting pictures of himself in the gym. Now, that doesn't mean he's ready to start first team training next week, obviously.
But he could be 2 weeks away, right? Which is fine.
But he did miss out on a serious injury. And from the time, everyone was like, oh my God, 3 months out, 8 to 10 weeks, blah, blah, blah. I was told, and whether people choose to believe it or not, was told 4 to 6 weeks. And I think that's very much on schedule. What that meant was end of December, first week of Jan, which is 2 weeks away, right?
Exactly.
Where are we? Yeah. So 2 weeks away, God willing, 2 weeks away from Konate. And boy, have we missed him, Gags.
Matt, I'm telling you, that's what I mean. You've got the Chiesa's coming back, Jota's back, Elliott's back. If Konate is back, and then Tsimikas is back, massive for us. And then if Bradley's back as well, all of a sudden, this stuff, Andrew, that you're worried about, the workload, we get to spread that workload out nicely. The worry is when it's injury-laden squads, then have the workload on the players that are left. However, if players are coming back, I want to see some of those players playing in those semi-finals that haven't had too much time, playing too much football. And remember, the semi-finals are a month apart now, not within the next
consecutive
2
weeks.
weeks. Yeah. They're now a full month apart. One's in Jan, one's in Feb. So whilst that takes away a little bit of the flavour of
The
the
edge and
Carabao,
yeah.
it still helps a little bit. It would have been 10 games in Jan. It's 9 now. So yeah.
I believe the draw takes place tonight, but also home and away legs get decided.
Yeah.
So
great.
obviously we'll know when we play
Where
home
we're
first,
playing and what we're
or
doing.
away first. Yeah, and that can have a certain, saying things like we often like to play the Anfield leg,
1
the
second.
second,
Yeah.
because we feel as though we can overturn anything. Like
Yeah.
even if we have an off day in the first, the first leg, we often think that we can.
I
Turn it
think we
around.
know we can. The away fans know we can, and sometimes the away players know we can. So that's why they always want to play Anfield first, because it's just real fear right now, which is great. This squad, this manager, even carrying on from Klopp, it's the fear is going to be there. Now Umair says, I feel like if we drop points at Spurs, Chelsea and Arsenal will get the psychological boost. Hey, maybe that happens. That's okay.
But there's going to be many. There's going to be many twists and turns psychologically, and actually on the pitch.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough one. So with Spurs, we obviously we rested a lot of players. What's your first team going into that game, dude?
Oh, it's got to be back to tried and tested. I think the only dilemma, as usual, will be who's the central striker and who's the left winger, and who's the three in midfield. Do you agree? That's the only dilemma we have week in, week out now until Konate comes back. Because the back four pick themselves.
Yeah, keeper.
Unless, hold on. Let me throw this one at you now. Unless you think Tsimikas is ready to start.
No, he's not. That's why he played midweek. Okay. I think it's fine for Robbo to come straight back in. Yeah, and he needed that break anyway, Robbo, to be honest. So get Robbo in for now.
Are you like me that thinks it's more of a break thing? He can only play once every 10 days or so, 7 days max.
Who?
He can't play twice a week, Robertson.
Yeah, definitely. Can't play more than once a week. Can't. I don't think we should risk it. You can see that the just plummets. He'll have a good game.
I'm on that theory, as opposed to he's finished and sell him in January.
No, I don't think he's completely finished. I think he can play once a week, no problem.
Yep.
But you can pick and choose the game he plays, and if it's a real fast winger against him, he's going to be nervous like he was the other day. I mean, to be honest, Wilson isn't even fast. I mean, anyway, he was just tired. I think Tsimikas, yes, I would play him above Robbo when he's fully fit, which I don't think Tsimikas is just yet. So it's a risk playing against Spurs. Midfield, I mean, everyone's
it's the 3 out of the 4, isn't it? It's the 3 out of the 4.
Yeah. It's whatever Slot thinks is going to be right for Spurs' midfield, which can be pretty solid sometimes. They're pretty good. A couple of them in there. But
I think it's almost certain that it's Szoboszlai and Gravenberch.
And Mac. It's going to be Mac.
Then it's Jones that misses out then.
Yeah, it'll be Mac, I reckon. That plays.
I think Jones has put up a massive fight for that.
No, but that doesn't mean Jones is any less. It just means Jones is free for the next game, in the midweek. Who are we playing midweek again?
West Ham away.
Yeah. So yeah, exactly. So we'll do that.
Oh, unless it's Champions League, the non-important Champions League ties now.
No, it's not. It is. It's Boxing Day. It's West Ham away.
It's West Ham away.
Wait, is it Leicester? Oh, I'm getting confused.
No, it's West Ham away. It's West Ham away. Leicester is at home.
Right, Leicester's at home. Yeah, so it's West Ham. It is West Ham away. Sunday is Spurs, and then it is going to be. Oh wait, no, it is Leicester at home. Thursday is Leicester at home,
and then West Ham away.
Yeah. Then West Ham away is on the 29th.
Okay, I thought it was 2 away games next.
Yeah, it is. You're everybody who's saying Leicester at home, you're right. That's correct.
I beg your pardon. Sorry, guys.
Cheers, Amy. I would prefer. I would probably prefer Newcastle, to be honest.
Yeah.
Out of them all. Yeah. I think they're shit away from home. Absolutely rubbish. We could go there, get a draw, and come home and just tonk the crap out of them. So I don't think they're good shoulders.
I'd probably agree with you. I probably agree with you.
But yeah, midfield is that. I mean, would you change it? Would you change Swats? Would you have? Because what I think is what I
I don't
like
know.
about
Mm.
what I like about those three is they played together a lot this season and been really solid. But I think it's Curtis or Dom. It's not both. That makes sense. It's Curtis Mac Grav, or it's Dom Mac Grav for me.
See,
That's
I
how it
think,
is.
I think this season, based on this season, guys,
Mm.
just based on this season, before people have a heart attack, based on this season, it's Maka that needs to prove his worthiness to the team because of his form. He hasn't shown the same levels of form so far. He's shown glimpses of it, and I agree he's been better and better and better.
Recently, yeah.
But he hasn't been the Alexis McAllister that was last season. At times carrying us. At
But
times he
he's
was
still
magnificent last season,
vital to everything we do at times.
for
So
sure.
now I think the front three, I would go with Diaz, Jota, Mo against Spurs.
Based on the selection of the team
Yeah,
yesterday,
yeah.
it suggests that that may be the case.
And I want pace against their fullback. I want Diaz in there to just charge at them a few times because once they're really dodgy in there and
But
work hard.
Gakpo's
He's
been
not fast though.
immaculate.
Oh yeah, look, we talked about Gakpo last night with the Jack on the post match, and I think the stats were like 8 goals and assists in 11 games. That's great production, no doubt. And we need Diaz to start producing. He needs to start, and he needs to get something on Sunday for us, I think. And I would really like him with Jota in there. I think there's something different
Are
with
you ready
Jota.
to start Jota?
I am.
I was
I
just
am ready.
thinking maybe just one last game and keep Gakpo, Diaz, and Salah like we have
Oh,
been in the big games, right?
oh,
Just one last, just to absolutely ensure Jota is fully fit, because it's almost a testimony to how the importance I have on Jota remaining fit through the remainder of the season, Gags, that I'm willing to sacrifice one more game to make sure, because even though he looked good yesterday, he has been out for a long time.
mm,
And because we've got informed players as it is, it's not as though Gakpo, Diaz, and Salah are out of form and we're taking a risk.
no.
I mean, my God, even Nunes even Nunes scored in the previous game. So, Diaz a little bit off the ball, Gakpo more in form. I agree with Cam here. I agree with him. So I think there's
But
a major selection,
but
good
Diaz is
major
rested,
selection
bro.
headache.
Diaz is rested. That's the thing. He's ready to go,
That's the
fully
thing.
rested. And I would rather play someone who's got that whole energy ready about him to go into this game on the weekend and really try and, because what we need is to come out the blocks with these guys now. Really come out the blocks at them because they come out fast at home. And I think we need to counter that and come out fast at them first anyway. And then
They do.
they'll falter
They're
as the
obviously
game goes on. Spurs falter, we get stronger. But I'd like us to go strong, slow it, and then go strong second half again and really pound them down because they're
look,
ready to get beaten. They're
look,
really ready.
they will have the same team out. From what Spurs people tell me, they have no option but to play the same team on Sunday. Maybe they're saying maybe Ben Davis might be back to partner Dragostin at centre back, because at the moment they've got younger. What was his name? Archie Gray, the young midfielder or all round player as he's proving to be, playing at centre back. Gags. Now,
Mate.
I don't want to tempt fate, because we said the same thing about Fulham missing their centre backs, and look what happened there. So
Yeah, but dude, come on. We
I
we
know,
know if we
I know.
didn't get that sending off, which by the way, the referees are now saying it wasn't a sending off. If we didn't have that, I think we would have battered them. Absolutely, in the end, we would have by second half. Look with 10 men, we absolutely dominated that
Oh,
game.
we were demons. We were absolutely. I agree with
It
you,
would have
but it was
second half. We would have
unfortunate.
killed them. Would have killed them. It's just one of those things that happens in a game. Like you said, it evens itself out. I hope, but I hope,
Yeah,
but it seems to happen to us a lot, doesn't it?
a lot. There's not much evening out. Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean? But I hope so. I hope so. But yeah, look, just a psychological edge. If we had turned that round in that last 5 minutes, it would have been. I I would have. I think I'm very close to starting shouting from the rooftops if that happened, but I'm going to hold back because it didn't happen. So
Yeah.
maybe that's a sign
There's
of
a
just
couple of things. If it happened at Newcastle and we didn't concede in the last few moments, if we had got something, one of those shots just in,
fine margins.
it would have just been.
It would have been
nuts.
massive, huge psychological blows. Either way, the psychological boost for us, and imagine the psychological damage they would have done to the likes of Arsenal and Chelsea. Like, damn, like even with 10 men, even with a goal down, they managed to turn it around. So yeah, and obviously Keller had decided to have his worst game of the season. Literally the worst game of the season. I can remember the worst game I can remember Keller having in ages. I can't remember having a game like that.
Ages. Folks, 15, nearly 1,600 of you and one like. Come on, folks. Come on. Get over here onto YouTube and like and subscribe, please. Now that
I've noticed there's a lot of people from Twitter on here. I recognize a lot of the names. You're all welcome. You're absolutely all welcome. But you'll be more welcome if you've subscribed. You'll be more appreciated and loved if you liked. We may even give you shout outs if you manage to do that and let us know that you've subscribed. How's that? Let us know that you've subscribed and liked, and we'll shout you
out. Manu here, left wing is our key position, not only in attack but against Porro, who will try to step up and create. Yeah, great shout. I think Diaz in there. I would like to see him, but like Grizz says, he's thinking it might be Gakpo, Diaz, and either way.
No, I don't know. I don't think so. I think you're right. I think Jota. Actually, yeah, Jota was held back, wasn't he? So I think that's the key decision. I agree with you. It may be Curtis Jones who is left out. But then again, Curtis Jones was left out of yesterday.
What's this?
Well, he says we.
Yeah, it can't be a we. Maybe he's talking about Arsenal in the semi-finals against Spurs if they get drawn together. Anyway, so Mayor's got another good point here. Trent saying that Slot just says, do this and you will win at halftime is crazy. He is a tactical master, but I like his confidence. It's not only he got tactical, the confidence or tactical master. When you say something like that to your team, it makes them think they're going to win. And when it happens a couple of times, they start to believe. And so when you get into a position like that, hey, this has worked a couple of times. If you do this, we're going to win. The players go and do it. And guess what happens? Because they're now pumped and their managers told them, their leaders told them they're going to win. Psychological game works, man. Like if you go back and look at some of the stuff that Feyenoord did as well with psychology and, psychological, there's like experts that come in. He must have learned so much from that he doesn't need to bring it here because it's all there now, ready to go. He's got those kind of tactics in his head that he needs to know, and how he knows how players are going to react to those things. These are massive. As a manager myself of a different team, not a football team, but still, you've got to get together. You've got to work together to achieve goals. Let me tell you, it works. It works wonders when you actually tell them that it's going to be all right, that it's going to work out, because they find a way for it to work out. It really does.
He's finding a way, Gags. I can't argue with what you said there. He's actually finding a way every single time. And then at the moment, it's a beautiful thing to see. It's a beautiful thing to see. And long may it continue. Long may it continue.
I just noticed the 99s in the background.
Well,
picture, the 99.
If Mr. Cam Branch is still in the building, can you please tell Gags that this is not fake? This is unlike WWE. This is real stats.
You mean the other side?
These are real stats. Like, if anyone has any doubts, please can you email me and message me, and I'll put you right. These are real stats.
Well, I need to jump today early, but we've got 5 more minutes, Grace. So, some predictions for the weekend. I think we've talked about teams. What do you think is going to happen on the weekend?
I think it's going to be. Look, we hoping first and foremost that let's go step by step. First and foremost, and all these things matter. People always say, "Oh no, we just need to worry about ourselves." Well, of course, that's all we can do. But from a preview point of view, from speaking from a point of view where we have to take all things into consideration, I hope today goes to penalties. Oh, actually, there's no extra time. But exactly, there's no extra time. But I still hope it goes to penalties. And then maybe but then that will mean Man United have won. I was going to say maybe they lose on penalties because Spurs' confidence and levels of psychology right now, I'd say, are very low. They've had a
Yeah,
disastrous last few weeks. I know they won at Southampton, but everyone's winning at Southampton, kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? So I hope they, we don't hope they pick up a few injuries, but you never know. They may pick up a few injuries. And then we got to be ready. We got to pick the right team. I think it will be the team that we picked. I think we ended up with Jota, Diaz, and Salah. And I think that's what's going to happen. Jota, Diaz, and Salah. I think the odd man may be Mackay in midfield. I think, sorry. I think the odd man out might be Mackay in midfield. I know you think it will be Curtis Jones, but let's see. Either way, strong, fit, and inform all of them.
yeah.
And the back four picks itself right now because of our lack of options.
Cam's
So,
having a go at you.
is that your FIFA A-side ranking?
One
Come on.
aside.
Come on, man. One aside. I'm a one-man show. Come on, you know that. I'm a one-man show.
If Nunes starts, he's coming in, having just scored, knowing Jota's waiting the wings, he knows how he has to perform. If Jota starts, then Nunes knows. Nah, I don't think Nunes thinks like this. I don't think there's much.
Somehow.
There's not much between those.
Somehow I don't think he thinks like that. Somehow I was going to say somehow I don't think he thinks. Full stop. Much. But
what he did do great that I loved yesterday when they were calling him shit Andy Carroll, who, by the way, the only Andy Carroll version is shit. He was like, after he scored, he was like, "Come on, sing it again, then sing it again."
He almost certainly knows, or now knows. I have 100% faith he didn't have a clue who Andy Carroll was.
Yeah, he had no clue.
But I have absolute faith he has Googled it or asked teammates or people around the club, who is Andy Carroll? And they have told him who was Andy Carroll. And now he knows who was Andy Carroll.
Thank you. You never walk alone, Foodie. Appreciate it. And Cam is not going to leave you alone here. One-man show and a two-man show.
I needed help. One-man show I needed help. And now I have a friend.
Yes, it's not. You know what? A man that asks for help is a strong man.
Is a strong man. Never be afraid to ask for help. Go for it always.
So, who is the biggest threat in that Spurs side? Is one of the last final questions here from Manu. Madison or Kulu? I think it's Kulu, right? Kulu's just been.
So he's been their form guy, but then Madison really turned up against Man City away and put in a man of the match performance. Remember? So Kulu's been their. Spurs fans will tell you Kulu's been their best player of the season so far. But then Son, you can't really rule out an old timer, a GOAT for Spurs, and Son is still a fantastic player. Obviously, hasn't got the powers of endurance and pace and stamina that he had, which were elite levels, but he's still a threat. He's still a threat. And you know what? I actually got a lot of time for Solanke, Gags. Yeah, I've got a lot of time for Solanke. I like Solanke, and he's been performing very nicely and efficiently for Spurs.
Thank you, Jatine. Appreciate your support, and also everybody else that's watching, whether you're on Twitter. I know we keep asking you to come over, but whether you're on Twitter or on YouTube, that's really kind to have nearly.
Looks like Spurs have just taken the lead. Yeah, there you go.
Thank you, Mayor. Appreciate it. Spurs just scored. Yeah, everybody's saying it. Brett's just said it. And guess who scored the goal, my friend?
Solanke. There you go. Don't ever doubt our ball knowledge.
That's it. Winning the League Cup isn't for small team C. Well, Grizz, I do need to run, but this has been awesome again. 45 minutes or an hour just fly by when I speak to you. We're 3 in. Is that the third one or the fourth one? I'm fourth.
I think.
Yeah, I really enjoy doing this. This has been a lot of fun for me. So next week, I think, is a match day. So we might need to either, I don't know. We need to talk about what day we do this on, because next week is Christmas and match day is Boxing Day.
We'll adjust it accordingly. But check this out. If people have subscribed and got the notifications on, they'll get notified of when it is in very good due time.
Exactly, because we organize it way ahead in time. Yeah.
Panic over. Subscribe, like, press that notification bell, and you won't be in doubt like we are. You
But we'll
know when
find a
it's
time.
done.
We won't
Yeah,
skip a week. We'll find a time, and
we will. We will.
yeah, we'll find a time and we'll get something done next week. But Grizz, thank you so much again. I shouldn't really be thanking you. This is half your show, so. But yeah, for your time, it's great. And everybody else, really appreciate you guys joining us. Like I said, keep supporting us. There's so much content. There's a transfer committee pod coming today on Anfield Index Pro. So those are our big. That's the ones that you love. We mimic the transfer committee. We say who we're going to sign. So that's all coming. I think there's a transfer show earlier on YouTube as well with Dave Davis. So go and check that out as well. But yeah, there's tons of content on either Anfield Index TV or the podcast, which is anfieldindex.com/join. That's basically all of our content behind the paywall as well. So support us wherever you can. We really do appreciate it. From me and from Grizz, that's a great one. Good night. And we'll be back next week. And if we don't, Merry Christmas to those celebrating, or Happy Holidays overall to everybody.